Hello and welcome back for our Academy game of the day, where 100 Thieves Academy will facing off against Team Liquid Academy, and we're going to start out with a look at the starting rosters. Selecting the blue side is 100 Thieves. Their top laner is Fake God, and the jungle is Contracts. Mid laner Soligo, bot laner Prisma will support Breezy, and their coach Kelsey Moser.
And facing them on the red side today is going to be Team Liquid. In the top lane will be Jenkins. In the jungle is Mike Young. Mid laner is Sui. Bot and support going to be Tactical and Cow, as alongside Coach Yeltz.
And I'm actually pretty excited for this matchup. I'm always a fan, especially of players who will bring things out in the patch. Right, Academy play is generally pretty early compared to most leagues overall, since their games start on Friday. And Breezy brought out Lulu yesterday. Actually, I should say on Friday, 2 days ago. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
0-0-15 popped off.
Yeah, I think it can be, really effective. Sometimes these picks that aren't as common in the meta still have their place, right? And as long as you're picking it in a situation where it makes sense, it can be great. And I do like to see that sort of flexibility. It's one of the things that is really exciting about Academy. I think sometimes the teams and players are more willing to experiment. And on the other side, you have to look at Contracts and Fake God. These guys are LCS caliber players, and you want to see them playing around the jungler, around the soul lanes, trying to enable that and really get the most out of it. Because, Mike Young and Contracts, these are guys who actually had been in the LCS for quite some time. Mike Young, obviously, very high highs, but some low lows as well. Contracts spent more time, I do believe, in the LCS, and, has a solid record.
180-something games with a win rate. That's solid.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of success with Cloud9 back in the day, more of a mixed bag since then, but this is a really talented guy, and, I'm excited to see Contracts performing well and trying to kind of work his way back up to the LCS.
Absolutely the case. 100 Thieves, of course, the reigning Academy champion. Some of that you can throw up, there's the someday asterisk.
Plus 26 CSD.
Yeah, decent player overall. Fake God, of course, has a time in the LCS as well. Not, about a 10th as many games in contract as you may expect, but
maybe 100th as many as someday.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, regardless, right? This is sorry. My brain went different places because you redirect on someday, and I was like, that's not where I was going. And my brain just stopped functioning, because that's how I work sometimes. I have one core. But going 50-50 in the LCS overall, definitely, I would say generally pretty solid. Going half and half is quite good. There's their fights all time. How many times they've battled back and forth, and it's been a close one. 3-3.
Yeah, 3-3. They are two players who I think, at their best are playing very aggressively, playing very, kind of risky style. When we think of, Mike Young, his kind of back in the day, the classic was the Nidalee, the Lee Sin, these types of picks. Now is still playing quite a bit of the Lee Sin. We do see Contracts really succeeding on a lot of the early game junglers here as well. Has been all about, Rek'Sai, Elise, Lee Sin, these types of picks. Yep. And I think these are two players who can play them very well.
Meanwhile, TLA, of course, not having the fastest start to their split. 0-3 is not exactly ideal. They've played some of the stronger teams in the league so far, but I do want to see if they can shake things up and shape up as well. We know Mike Young was, brought in even as their replacement Surnfire. We talk about TL, the main team, being 2-2, but, you're missing Broxa. It's Shuren was the intended starter for this lineup, but, okay, well, you're going to scrim with the LCS team the whole time. We don't want to just throw you into the Academy games without any practice, so they actually signed Mike Young to then backfill the spot that Surnfire left up. So this is also, a little bit of there's that asterisk there as well, but he is their best performing player, at least, KDA and Kibita and stuff wise. He has definitely been doing well in these leagues. So if you're going to watch one player, go watch Mike Young, and I think he will probably do some good things for the team. But the rest of the squad not quite coming together around him.
And I mean, they have had some pretty close games. It was a pretty tragic Baron steal against TSM Academy, or not Baron, rather, it was an Elder.
Elder, yeah. The Elder
against TSM Academy. That game could have gone the other way had that not happened. So it's not as though they're just getting blown out in every game. And as you said, there were some really tough opponents, right? Dignitas Academy is basically an LCS roster.
Yeah. It's no, they lost to,
So they're kind of just smurfing in this league right now. And, it'll be interesting to see if anyone can kind of step up and challenge them. But, it would be good to get a win on the board for TLA. I think, it can start to weigh on you a bit, when things just don't feel like they are working, whether you are playing with the intended starting roster or not. I do think that it is a tough situation for them to be in. So I would like to see them put together a strong performance here, but they are going to be up against, another really talented team. These are, a lot of guys sitting across the table from them, essentially, who have LCS experience, who have a lot of LCS experience in the case of Contracts. But I mean, Soligo was playing in the LCS just last year. Yep. So was Fake God, 400 Thieves. So these are guys that are obviously top caliber players.
Yeah, and that can be tough. So, I do want to see how well Team Liquid can shake up against them, how well they can handle themselves. I do think they can make it close. I think they can win, but the favorite here definitely going to be Thieves Academy, and Champion Select is here to begin. And we'll see who can pick what and what kind of stuff comes through. I want to see Lulu somewhere in this draft. I think she's a great champion. I think Karma also got some really good buffs this patch. Another one you should look for.
Yeah, I want to see some spicy picks. We'll see if we're going to get that. Immortals Academy, I got to cast in one of their games last night, and they brought out an absolute banger of a comp. We had Kled mid, Nocturne top.
Yep.
So I don't know if we're going to reach that level of crazy here, as these teams seem much more towards kind of the standard meta picks. But there is a chance that we're going to get some surprise picks, because sometimes the LCS teams also kind of use the academy squads as a way of testing picks for them. They have them play and practice some of these picks and see what are the strengths and weaknesses of them. Can that actually be transitioned to LCS?
Yeah. Nothing to do here. So far the bans, though, fairly standard. The Lucian flex, we're seeing him mostly as a top mid flex. Can go to the bot lane, but there's a lot of other high pretty marksmen down there as well. Tom Kench, a very NA pick. It's one that we're seeing more in NA than in the LPL or the LEC, so that's banned off the table.
Akali not yet banned is a bit of a surprise, assuming that is going to be the last ban here for TLA, but it is actually left up, so would not be surprised to see 100 Thieves just immediately snatch that unless they're really not comfortable flexing this around. It just seems like it's such a powerful pick at the pro level. When you are really playing this at a high level, it is sometimes feeling pretty unstoppable. Set and Aphelios, though, so really a trade of power picks. Yes, TLA does give over this almost 100% ban rate champion, but they do grab Set, they do grab Aphelios, which is going to grab them a lot of early power.
Yeah, one of the things conspicuously left up is the Kiana, who, though she's been banned a lot in North America so far this year, no LCS picks. It's actually scarcely grabbed even when it is left up, which is quite some time. The question is, though, can 100 Thieves play double assassin? Is that even going to look good for them if they want it? And they'll let Kiana go through.
And that's something that we'd kind of talked a bit about ourselves, and it's one of those things where I think oftentimes people leave it up against players they're not thinking are comfortable playing it, right? Because Kiana is a champion where you have to really be a master, I think, of that champion to play it well at the LCS level. The farming on Kiana is not good at all, so when you're playing it from the jungle, that is mostly where it has seen professional play, so you have to be effective in your games.
And that's also where the nerfs came in 10.2, is that she has like 15% less attack speed at level 1, which is pretty meaningful for jungle clear, and so that's part of why she's dropped off the table here as well. And Thresh comes through to round out the bottom lanes on both sides. We've got Zyra Kong versus Aphelios Thresh, a flex Akali, and a Set which is pretty much only a top laner.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you can flex Set mid. It's like actually good Akali matchup. I could see it, right? You just survive Assassins forever and then dunk her out of the Shroud and like there's a kill there. Maybe that's actually the case, and it's a counter pick that we just haven't gotten to see very much of because Akali's banned so much.
I think you could withstand it, but then again, the question just becomes, who is getting more out of the farm lane, right? And that's what it's going to be, because I just think Akali has so much mobility that Set is never really going to be able to lock her down and actually kill her off. You could withstand some of that and maybe look to farm it out, but that can be tough. There are also some pro junglers that are actually jungling a lot of Set. Dardoch I've seen play a ton of Set on stream and in solo queue. And that obviously is something that could come out. We haven't seen it yet in North America as a jungle pick, but it has a strong jungle clear. You can be this kind of frontline tanky guy that fills that same role. You just obviously have less gold and experience than a solo lane would.
Yeah, I think the gank pathing is a little awkward as well. He runs kind of fast, but it's worse ganks than
Nimbus
Volibear.
Cloak.
You
So
run Nimbus Cloak? Okay.
that's actually what makes the pick is
you run and smite people?
Chilling Smite plus Nimbus Cloak. So the speed up with the Nimbus Cloak, the slowdown with the Chilling Smite, plus the Q speed up itself actually makes your ganks a lot more effective than you would think.
Okay.
And when you have that Chilling Smite plus Nimbus Cloak, it's actually easier to access some of the backliners as a jungler than it is as a top laner, but that is no longer important as Lee Sin's getting locked in.
It's top Lee Sin.
Sure.
It's mid Lee Sin, Azael.
AD Lee Sin.
It is AD Lee Sin.
True.
I mean, that's just how you build Lee
bot
Sin.
lane Lee Sin.
It's not bot lane Lee Sin. Does have some subtle counters into Akali, of course, has the full reveal on the Q, and I think also the E, which will work well against the Shroud. You kick her out of it as well. So that could be a nice jungle match. Of course, Rek'Sai against it is no surprise either. And 100 Thieves now go for their top laner, cemented the fact that Akali is mid for solo go.
Yeah.
Gangplank would be the pick unless they go somewhere else.
If it gets locked in, I think it's great, right? I talked about this earlier in the day on our LCS cast, and I strongly believe the picks into Set should be picks that you are getting more out of a farm lane in, and you're not really necessarily interacting a lot. Mordekaiser is the less that than the GP, which I actually would have preferred, I think, a lot more when you already have hard engage on the bot side. Play a farm lane with the GP, look to kind of stall that out. But they are going for the Mordekaiser, so we're going to have to see, can Fake God actually match up well and brawl with Set, which is such a difficult champion to actually kind of outstat. You know, almost always you are going to be winning those straight up 1v1 fights. The one of the things that is going to be working for you is there's a lot of health to steal with the Mordekaiser ult. You know, you're getting a lot of stats when you are using that against a champion like Set, but I do think it's actually, I mean, I'd be surprised if Mordekaiser did well in this. Set just feels like it wins all those types of scrappy melee matchups.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see what happens, though. Fake God seems to think that was the pick for him, and you were pretty sure that Set was going into the top lane, so, you know, that was going to be a direct one-for-one counter pick. Silas on his way maybe back into the meta. Last time I casted Academy, we had Demonte on that pick, and he kind of said he random the champion, and he wasn't really the reason they won the game. It was just because they were stacked. But Silas back in here for Yusui. Liquid Academy hoping for their way back into this series, into this season, I guess I could say, as they're looking at 0-3. But I think Silas is on his way back in. I think he's actually a pretty good pick overall. I can't say really know his matchups very well. I'm not much of a mid laner myself, but I think he's a strong champion, and we're going to see him again.
Yeah, I mean, this is a matchup that a lot of people used to enjoy. You know, you think back to last year's MSI when Akali and Silas were so popular. You know, has a pretty good ultimate to steal there for the 1v1, taking away the Akali ult. Mordekaiser ultimate, also a pretty good one. I do also enjoy stealing Rakan, so those are kind of the main ones that he is going to be looking for. You know, it's a fairly good matchup, I would say. There for Yusui, you know, your passive auto, that AoE can reveal the Akali and deal damage at it. Your Q is AoE. You know, there are some options that you do have to kind of combat that.
All right, and we are on to the Rift. 100 Thieves and Liquid Academy doing battle here to see who can pick up a win to end out their Academy week. 100 Thieves reign LCS roster, lost to Cloud9 today, but they can go 3-1 here in Academy. Liquid had a 2-2 end of their week as well. See if they can get on the board here in the Academy side. And right now, pretty standard spread of players. Looking to figure out who's where and if any shenanigans come through.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Don't think there's going to be any real level 1 moves at this point.
Now we've got a silent report. It's Pastry standing by with Kelsey.
Thank you very much. I am here with Coach Kelsey of 100 Thieves. Kelsey, I haven't caught up with you in quite a while. You have some new players. The org's kind of gone through some changes. How's the new team going?
I think everyone has a pretty good mood and a lot of good energy. So we've been having a lot of fun and just working out things, trying to challenge ourselves a little bit every day. So.
And were you surprised they left Akali open at all as far as this game goes? Because that champion generally doesn't get left open, but of course Saligo taking it here. Was it something you expected, or was that kind of a gift for first pick?
We didn't really expect it, but we just kind of quickly changed our draft strategy kind of around the Akali pick because we do really value it. So they probably have a strategy into it. I can kind of see how the strategy might go. So it gets just down to who executes better.
And last thing for me, Saligo was long known for like, a lot of control mages. His Azir was really prized, his Syndra as well. But I've seen Akali now and much more Pantheon and the like from him. Has he been kind of opening up his champion pool as well?
Yeah, I think his laning has been really solid lately. So we've just kind of looked for more flexible things, making him kind of challenge himself a little bit more by making plays around the map, doing more things along those lines. And I think he's been taking really well to it.
All right, well, thank you so much, Kelsey, and best of luck for the game today. Back to the booth for the call.
Thank you very much, Pastry Time. A fight in the bottom side as they trade autos back and forth yet again, waiting for level 2 on this wave. And yeah, that is something that is worth keeping in mind, actually, is a lot of these teams will spend a couple hours doing essentially draft prep, or at least the coaches will, and say, okay, we've got a plan for this game, you know how it's going to go. And when a permanent ban like Akali's left up, you have to throw like 80% of your draft out the window, and you're like, well, guess all those Orianna games don't matter because we're literally never playing that champion with Akali up.
And one of the really funny things that can sometimes happen is when something is on permaban, a lot of pros you'll talk to will just say, no, I just don't even play that anymore, because they never expect to actually get it. So they'll just stop practicing it. They stop practicing against it because they never think they're going to get to play it on stage. So it becomes a waste of their time. And you know, if it gets left up, sometimes that can work out. But here's Contracts on a wraparound game.
Damage on Cow. They're going for him. First, a flash to guarantee the knockup. No way out. And first blood comes through for Contracts.
Yeah, really nice pathing from Contracts here. Does a full bot side clear into that gank before recall. And just coming over the wall and being able to punish this Thresh.
Now a fight in the mid lane. Also, Connor's coming back for round 2 in the bot side as Saligo. Gotta be able to get away, but there's the second knockup in Tactical. He's running. He had flash. doesn't burn it. Prismal's on the board as well.
Yeah, the repeat gank. He just runs right back around, same route one more time. Both the bot laners dead. 3.5 minutes in here for TL Academy. 100 Thieves off to a great start.
Oh my. Iracon's already an aggressive 2-on-2. You found the bot lane, ganks, and whew, good luck TLA on this one. This is already off to a really rough start.
Yeah, the punish here for Mike Young, though, is he's going to take away the top side jungle. So here is the initial play, as it's just a burrow straight over the wall. A great bit of pathing, and I like that he just goes straight for the Thresh, not trying to take that more juicy target of the Aphelios, who would have been tougher to do. And then the tunnel's already there. It hasn't been killed off. Tactical didn't back off. Just walks in a circle, does it right again. And Tactical, as you said, not respecting the damage, had Flash available that whole time. And just a pretty big misplay from him to not actually flash out of there and survive.
Look at the quick mid lane matchup here. Pretty big CS lead for Soligo. Getting up to 31 to 24 as the wave gets cleared out. 25, I guess, but that's a full wave advantage. Takes the recall. Going to come back in the lane with a couple long swords and the potions and the wards and all that. Shout out the fact that, good job, Coach Kelsey. Control wards bot on 4 members on first recall. We have never seen this in solo queue. That is pure coaching to get this onto the board, so shout out for that.
Yeah, it's always going to be a good thing to see. And then the step 2 is actually seeing them placed in good spots, right?
Yeah.
So you can grade them on that later on, Freak. But
Okay, I will.
Mike Young going to be up in experience because he did get to take away that blue side of his opponent. He is not yet based, so he's just been kind of power farming here on the lead. And he is sneaky into this brush. We'll see if they can punish Fake God a little bit, but could be tough to actually knock him down, as Mord can be pretty tanky.
Yep. If Jenkins never walk into range to land the E stun, the Lee Sin follow-up could be there. Oh, he got spotted right then. But here comes the E. He's going to be just in range. Finds the stun. There's a jump forward. Not slowed. Good sidestep by Fake God. Gets to the shield and lives. But that's worth it. That's a flash down.
Yeah, it does have to spend that flash because he got a little bit too close. That Facebreaker came in, clapped them together. That allows Mike Young to get in there. But it is going to be Contract immediately, then just starting up the Dragon. They have bot lane priority, so flash forced. But if you lose the Dragon for that, you're going to be feeling pretty happy as 100 Thieves, who are already out to a 1,000 plus gold lead. Going to be adding the Dragon to that, and going to be feeling really good about how these early minutes are going.
1,000 gold lead kept to only that because of a top lane lead for Jenkins here. That set early pick. That was kind of the trade. He gave away a call to pick up the set. Got to win through top lane. The gank came through and forced a flash, so we might see the repeat gank before too long with a kick into maybe a kill. But bottom side of the map, very 100 Thieves, right? The 2 kills, the Drake here as well. Contracts now has to run away. The flash. Cow finds the everything, and that is Mike Young with the kill on the board.
He does find the everything, Freak, and they're going to take down Contracts. Mike Young getting the kill, so is going to be feeling really good about that. Flash was down for Contracts, so the punish was available. Mike Young gets to hold on to his flash. It is just the support summoners use to actually grab that kill. So Mike Young will be 6 with flash available here pretty shortly, and may have an opportunity to look for one more kill.
More wave coming through on the top side as Jenkins continues to try to win that lane. The attempted knockup not going to be found. The playback almost in the turret range, but cannot find more damage than a Breezy. Root comes down, doesn't mean a whole lot, but the wave's still cleared out.
Yeah, just going to be keeping that pressure up, trying to enable Contracts to get these scuttles, to kind of fight for vision. Mike Young spotted out by this ward, but does not know it. We'll see if they want to try to challenge at this blue buff. It was pinged on, and Breezy, they have the push, so Breezy is up here.
And there's a defensive control ward there. It's going to force Mike Young to back off a little bit.
I think he's
That's going to leash.
Yeah.
Why slow it? It's going to take longer to reset.
Yeah, I think that's nicely done from Breezy. Just spend a little bit of time, try to delay Mike Young, makes him have that blue buff reset. Just wasting some of the time there for Mike. He'll have to go up to the top side and won't be able to hand over that blue buff to Yasui just yet. And Yasui actually really needs it. He's very low on mana at this point. He does have a Fairy Charm for a little bit of regen, but that's not going to do too much. And this is one of the difficult parts about playing a mana-based champion into an energy-based champion such as Akali. As the lane extends further and further, it goes more in Akali's favor because she is, not resourceless truly, but essentially, right? You're never going to run out of energy. It comes back so quickly.
Yeah, she's back to full every wave,
Yeah.
right? Like, well within time, it's 20 seconds to full all the way up. And it's like, okay, well, turns out that, you'll always be able to be full sources every single wave. Not the same here for Yasui on is Silas, but now a fight towards the top side. Teleport's coming in as well. Team Liquid making the play to try to get this Rift Herald early on in the game. They switch their planes over. The Smite comes in, nicely done. Hook comes in as Holy Go. Not going to play just yet, but 100 Thieves still looking to go forward. There's the Mord ult in the top, but the 1v1 on that side of that way. No one's getting out of this one as Jenkins and Fake God just buy some time. Miking over the wall, but Cow is going to go down 1-for-0, and now Jenkins out of that realm running away, just really going to live, but now the backside access not going to find it. Tactical takes down Soligo.
Yeah, Soligo gets revealed there and just kicked out of the ult by Mike Young, so really well played by him. Fake God not able to take down Jenkins, but they do force the flash on the back end of that play, and Cow, who was down summoners from that pick off on contracts, is going to go down here too. But TLA making a nice play. They have been behind in this game, but they were faster to make the swap, and despite the fact they're down 1,000 gold, they're the ones who come away with the Rift Herald.
Alrighty, we'll see if they can get back into this one, because you knock in the whole turret with a couple of plates on top. The first turret gold up there, you actually tie the game back up. Watch that fight again.
Yeah, so here this is one more time. This is mostly just about the speed at which TL made this swap, right? You can see that Xayah is not yet here, so they can't actually fully commit to the fight while the Rift Herald is still alive. But then, we're seeing back to bot lane.
Big damage, ult's gonna land, decent sniper damage, but Prismal already has the kill. This Thresh is 0 and 3.
Yeah, very, very squishy at this point of the game and kind of getting picked on, twice in a row now. Does get taken down with those summoners not available, didn't have the flash, so wasn't going to be able to escape from that. And Breezy and Prismal doing a good job to punish here. As Mike Young going to be around to try to back this up. Is spotted though.
Okay. So far they're going to be so good. Turret taking plenty of damage, and all Mike Young really does is prevent the dive. Prismal doesn't not quite greed for the plate just yet. Actually would have been able to do so, but didn't know if the Lee was right around the corner, walking away and ready to jump back in.
Yeah, thus far, feels like Fake God doing a pretty good job pressuring here. Is going a very defensive build. I like this type of build when it is physical jungler plus physical top lane, right? Seekers and Tabbies, so efficient with that couple thousand gold that you have spent on it. It makes it really, really hard for him to ever get ganked. And, Jenkins just going to be kind of building up. It looks like he is going probably the Black Cleaver route here, as he has an extra Ruby Crystal on top of the page.
Oh, fight in the mid lane. Maybe Yasui is very alone 1v3 right now. Gets the Rek'Sai ult. Can be a little bit hard to use, but can find some damage and go untargetable. There's the knock up there. Has to at least try to burn it. Not going to go for it just yet. Jumped on yet again. He's still going to find the ulti. He might get a bit of damage, but it's only the Fake God. Not an ideal target. The Lantern, but he can't get onto it in time, and Soligo gets the kill 5-2.
Yeah, not the ideal target, but had no options because he was in the death realm there. Got pulled in by Mord at the end, so was going to get knocked down. It's a good pick. They do get the flash off Yasui. They spend their flash here from contracts and getting another kill there. Prismal fairly low, but Breezy, contracts, Soligo, everyone running straight down here. They're going to go for it.
They found the root in time, so he can never take the Lantern. Oh, that is a heartbreak, and now Cal alone in a turret. 4v1. He's dead. He's very dead. There's no way he lives. There's the kill, and Breezy walks out of turret range. Now fighting the top side because Mike Young is here. Flash for Fake God keeps him safe.
Yeah, good flash from Fake God, and this is the first return from Mike Young, since he forced the flash last time. So that cooldown had come back up. They are going to be able to try to pressure this turret down. I do think they could take it. I think it's a little bit dangerous for Fake God to stay around. We'll see if he is going to be able to just clear it out, but they don't have the confidence to actually commit to it because they don't know where the rest of the squad for 100 Thieves is. Some players are missing. Rek'Sai could have tried to base and path top and these types of things, but in the meantime, Contracts grabs another dragon for them, and it's going to be an Inferno Rift. So a lot of potential damage to be picked up here for whichever squad can claim that soul.
All right, now it's looking like 100 Thieves, 2,500 gold up. Bot lane fight.
I think this was just ult flash. Yeah, really nicely done. Throws the ult out, flashes it on top before the feathers were actually thrown forward to place them around there, lands the root a split second before he could actually take that Lantern.
Yeah.
That was really, really clean from Prismal. And then an easy redive here. Cal going to drop the Ignite, hoping he can take down Breezy, but not going to have that last power shot to do it. And Cal's having a rough one in this game.
Well, maybe we can still find the play, but time is ticking away. 2.7k puts 100 Thieves ahead. 4 minutes to the third dragon of theirs. 9 till the soul if they go right away. Looking very comfortable here. Soligo looking good in the mid lane. 20 CS up for him. Really wins all over the place. One thing I want to point out, since we've got some downtime, and I say that they're going to dive in a second. It's just wards. Okay. I find it really interesting how Mord and Set fight each other because Fake God, he's getting the pulls a lot of the time.
Yeah.
He's letting the Q. He can't use his passive in the trade pattern. Because once he's done hitting all the buttons, the passive turns on, you gotta run away from Set, he's gonna W back.
Yeah.
So the actual Mord passive doesn't have an effect in the Set matchup because you will just get out traded when he Ws you as the re-hit. So
Yeah,
find that
until you're
interesting.
having like an all-in or something.
Yeah, if you're hard all-inning, then of course, yeah. But in any trading pattern, like normally you're like, I'm Mord, my pass is on. This is great. This is where I do all my damage.
Yeah.
Like, no. You walk away from Set at that point.
Yep, you poke him, you walk away. Also, gotta say, I don't love Yasui's build, right? You know, he started with the Kindle Gem, which made me think he was gonna rush towards the Proto Belt. Then he picked up a Fiendish Codex.
Yep.
Then he picked up a Lost Chapter. So it's rushing CDR, but you are delaying an item completion so far that when you're looking across at Saligo, who has a Gunblade, he's just monstrously stronger than you are now with, you know, this CDR garage sale.
Yeah,
Like you're still far away from completing an item, right? You have 3 parts.
yeah. I'm trying to think it through, right?
It's just for CDR.
I know
just think
that's the goal. I'm in my head comparing the options of like,
Yeah.
hey, what else would you get? And it's like, you know, Proto Belt is maybe better wave clear, but it's like similar AP to just like getting the Fiendish Codex because
Yeah.
one thing I have noticed looking at AP optimization is almost none of them are really gold efficient. Like Luden's Echo is like a 98% gold efficient item. Now the magic damage proc is awesome, right?
Exactly,
Like,
that's what I was
you,
gonna say,
you get
like-
there and you're like, oh, turns out that's just, you know, a really amazing item. But yeah,
And I mean, what do you need the CDR for if you're not fighting? And if you're fighting, well, Ludens or even the Proto Belt are more useful, right?
Yeah.
Ludens gives you lane priority because it basically allows you to like one-shot a wave, right? And you can do that every other wave. But either way, looking for a potential dive here on Jenkins, and we'll see if this build does pay off for Yasui. I mean, he is down farm, but it's not as though he's getting destroyed. It's not really kind of being exploited yet. I just think you are going to be a lot weaker at this point in the game.
ooh, damage coming across, finds that stun, finds the ulti, so he goes to flash away, and Yasui not going to get anything more done, just R2s to get back to the side of the map. And now the fight around again, Mike Young forced to kick and then flash away.
Yeah, cooldown's down for him. 100 Thieves do take that top lane turret. They are extending this gold lead more and more and more. Well over 4,000 gold ahead at this point, and Fake God making the run. Ooh.
If that hit, he was dead, but couldn't quite find that one, so Contract slinks away.
Yeah, nice usage of the turret to actually, proc the sniper hit there, so you can actually get those long-range autos in. Good
That could be a play, about to go in for the play. Instead, the team forces flash away from the re-engage.
Yeah, flash just spent on both sides there. It looked like his Saligo had to flash away earlier. Now, Cal being forced flash, Cash still being forced flash, Mike Young. So 100 Thieves getting the better of this one, and they're going to TP in. Nice dunk.
Charm with the ulti for Jenkins, sets one up. Now,
stop
Reed's got to
watch.
be careful. Here comes the re-engage, though. Mike Young gets one kill. It's straight back to the 1-for-1. Death run for Jenkins. Runs away from Fake God. Can't run any farther. This could be an easy fight, but a flash gets away. And the re-engage works so well. They chase down. Mike Young gets the kill. Jenkins live with a flash. 2-for-1 Team Liquid Academy.
Yeah, and a big shutdown on Prismal there, too. So Fake God now in trouble. He could actually get chased down as they're going to look for it. Mike Young low, though.
Yeah, he's going to be a little bit careful. Smites for health, and now the health bar running out for Fake God. A third kill now. Yasui's on the board, and that is Contracts, though, still killing the mid lane.
Yeah, Contracts does take him down and trade 1 kill back there. But a very scrappy fight. 100 Thieves were getting so much out of this, but it was the overstay that kind of punishes them. They decided to get pretty aggressive, but double TP coming in from the side lanes. They felt like they were relatively safe. Prismal being forced to ult here pretty early, but then Mike Young straight on top of him, Tactical straight on top of him. He does take down the Thresh, but gets shut down. Unfortunately for TLA, Mike Young grabbed that kill and not Tactical, who you would probably prefer to have that kill on. Mike Young actually picking up both the shutdown kills, so going to be a bit of pressure on him now to get something done with that, as he does have the Black Cleaver, he does have the Warrior complete now, so Mike Young sitting at a really strong point in the game.
He is strong, but is it going to be enough?
That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, they're down 3,000 gold right now, and Lee Sin, usually not the big star carry, but you never know. That is a great hook into the flay, into almost certain death right now. So they go, buying time, finally goes down. The kick secures it.
Yeah, Mike Young going to create another kill there. Sitting 4-0-2 now, and a lot of shutdown kills, so he's going to have a ton of gold, but Contract's working on the third dragon, right? And this is kind of that risky play. If you're going to go up topside, when the opponent already has 2 dragons on you, and dragon is live, you're putting yourself at essentially soul point, right? You're putting yourself at maybe even game-ending the damage if they get that 4th dragon, because it's so hard to come back from really any of the souls, but Infernal Soul is one of the stronger ones.
Yeah, Infernal Soul while you're winning, or just Soul in general while you're winning, is really interesting. I do want to call back to a conversation that Wiggly had on Friday, where he thought that from the losing team's perspective, Mountain Soul is the strongest soul for the winning team. The logic being that, well, if you're losing, you need to win by getting a pick off and hoping that's enough that you get the 4v5 fight afterwards. And Mountain Soul directly contradicts the pick off because of the bonus shielding. Now, that said, Infernal Soul maybe helps you win the 4v5 in the ensuing fight anyway, right? Because you end up chunking someone down. But that was
poking them out so much that they can't even take the fight.
Of course, right? Like, I think they're in general all very close power level, but I thought it was interesting to hear the perspectives of various pro players who've been through these situations as well.
So this is really interesting. So Yasui still no item complete. We're almost 20 minutes in. He is going to the Proto Belt as his first completed item now, it looks like. And now I really disagree with the build because I just think Proto Belt is such an incredibly powerful item when you first complete it. It gives you so much control over your lane. It allows you to have more utility as far as landing the chains on the Salus here too. So a bit of an odd build choice, but when he does complete that item, he's going to have a ton of CDR. He does have less mana problems because he picked up the early lost chapter. So we'll see what TLA can get done. 100 Thieves, though, needing to play a little bit more intelligently, over these last couple of minutes. They have been punished pretty heavily, right? It was a 4 or 5k gold lead. That is now down to 2,000 gold. So they know they're still in control. They know they can pick up the soul and claim this game, but they've got to play carefully.
So far, it's been pretty solid. They have had the gold or kill lead close a little bit. Now they're re-engaged. The big fight in the top side. The kick's almost enough. Yasui's going to go down. Slowly go on the board. Muck Young forced one away. 100 Thieves have the damage for 2 and make it a 3rd. They're cleaning house here. The whole squad showed up in time.
I think they're going to go for Baron. They're just running straight down. So yeah, now the pings come in for the Baron here. It is a 20-minute on-spawn Baron that they're going to be looking for. 3 kills up on the top side. Breezy was in the perfect spot to punish that engage when TLA went for it. They knew they had been wanting to pick on Saligo. They had looked for him multiple times, and they preyed on that fact, prepared for it. They're going to get 3 kills. They're going to grab the Baron.
That is very much the Baron going down. 3k health, going down, and it is gone. Picked up pretty nicely. More passive saves on the whole time. Really good Baron kill there. Zaya the same. They sent the Akali to mid lane just to wait for easy pickup.
And this is just really smart, right? They know that Saligo has actually a little bit of a bug splat. They had been picking on Saligo a bunch of times, right? And Saligo had been getting picked off in those side lanes. So this time they lay in wait. They wait for them to go for that type of play. And Breezy just flies on in with the counter engage, and the rest of the squad shows up, and they get themselves what could be a game-ending fight.
Yeah, they're moments away from that one. It feels like they're ready to crack the base down. Now, only 3 turrets killed. There's still the tier 2s to get through, then the inhibs and everything else. But, I mean, they are so far ahead. It's looking like none of these going 3-1 very likely here.
I mean, the gold lead, the ability to take more turrets off the map is so enormous. I mean, just compare the itemization between the marksmen, right? You have a full IE ahead of your opponent. When he's sitting on 1.5 items. Like, that lead is ridiculous. Zaya is one of the champions I think is best at actually making use of that because you have a lot of safety with the ultimate, and paired up here alongside Breezy, who has been doing a great job with the engages. They're going to look to collect some turrets and then likely fall back to that Infernal as it does spawn.
Ooh, big hit towards Contracts. Takes some damage. You see we can't quite chase him all the way down, puts him at 2/3 and has to stop from there.
Yeah, 100 Thieves just waiting actually for this pushing up on the top side. We can see that Akali is shoving up this wave being pushed in here by Mord. So it's the job of this 3-man squad to stay far enough up that they are a threat, but not so far up that they can get engaged on.
And they're playing that dance reasonably well. Akali steps back as Lee Sin heads over to the top side, and then, all right, he's up there. Mid lane can come in. That's the turret going down. Fake God. Now he knows the roam pass as well with mid pushed up, and that's a nice kick. That could be the play that sets him up for the game. Flay comes in as well, but huge feathers come through. Maybe the re-engage will do it. 2 for 1 so far, though. Favor of 100 Thieves. Prisma Loba, that's a kill picked up there. Yasui doing big work there. As Fake God might find some damage back, he's going to send out the feathers, and it's a 2 for 2. And in that game state, that's good for Liquid.
Yeah, they do take a couple of those Baron buffs off the map. That is going to feel really nice, but they had already lost 2 turrets. They lost the mid lane tier 2, the bot lane tier 2. They are still kind of being corralled into that base. The Infernal is going to be spawning here in 20 seconds. And when you look at the map, this is the line of vision essentially here for TLA, right? That's as much as they have. So they have to be able to try to get out on the map and extend that forward to try to push out mid lane, get access to this area, or it's going to be Soul going over to their opponents.
spawning in 2 seconds. Mike Young is on the field, so is Prismal, so theoretically they can
Late recall.
put the whole squads together in time. Yeah, More, the last one to recall away, will be late to the play. If TL technically rushed it, they could force a very slim 5v4, but Ford's on the way over, and Yasui on the other side of the map does have teleport, but not on the way yet.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though, because Prismal is arriving. They're just going to try to commit to this. They know they've got to look for something. Contract's
try.
position.
Wow, so that's actually Infernal Dragon picked up. Jenkins front line, big shield comes in, but he could still be pulled back, maybe still killed. They'd have to throw him now as well. 40 point on the other side, Tactical kites away, stays alive, kills off Contract. Jenkins flashes for a little bit of time, but he will still drop. Prismal finds that kill credit. A 1-for-1, and now Breezy wants it. A flash away from Mike Young. Almost finds the charm knockup. Bit of damage from Tactical, but Team Liquid able to run away. And again, it's a 1-for-1, but they picked up the Drake. Liquid just barely slinking away with their lives, and just small leads over small leads.
I mean, that is huge for TLA. In Contracts, I don't think expected the Dragon to go down that fast. He was looking to try to set up for a potential flank. Had Flash available, so could have looked to try to take that. Maybe felt like we just let them have the Dragon and then we win the fight and we win the game. It didn't go that way, though. So, Mike Young able to secure the Dragon. TLA get another lease on life here, and buy themselves at least another 4 minutes, as that Dragon Soul will not go over to 100 Thieves yet.
2 minutes though on the Baron, and again, it's time to perform for Team Liquid. Consistently threats on the field that might end the game if they go to your opponent's side, and their base already a little bit in shambles. As we can see, the mid lane cracked open, or nearly such that, as the tier 2 turrets are all gone. That was more gold picked up. The game is 5,000 apart, which is sizable. That is a hard one to come back from.
Yeah, it's a very big gold lead, and the additional stats going to help a little bit from the Mountain Dragon and the reduced ultimate cooldown there. Of course, the big prize will be that soul, if they can get it. But it is just 100 Thieves right back into the 1-3-1. They're feeling very comfortable in this type of position. It is hard to engage upon the Xayah and Rakan. You have winning side lanes at this point, so they're just trying to kind of pull TLA apart. They're trying to not allow them to find a straight up fight where they will just be killing someone and getting something off it. They always want TL to lose something elsewhere on the map if they engage.
Mid lane's going to 100 Thieves right now, and finding the engage going to be quite hard. They have a couple of wards down. Those haven't all been swept away, so those flank plays, they're actually not that safe for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it is a little bit scary. You can see Breezy is kind of moving forward, and he has really good mobility, so unless a lot of people are there to lock him down and kill him immediately, it's going to be tough to actually knock him down before you can jump back to a teammate or, get out of there.
Including enough, even goes for a Mikhail Scimitar himself. Mikhail's Crucible, the other side of that one. Same initials, which tripped me up, but can cleanse someone else if they don't want to buy it themselves. And that can help against Thresh Hook specifically, and any other big targeted stuns that you kind of see coming.
Yeah, it's maybe even the root, if it's a long-range engage from Tactical here.
Right.
Utilizing that ultimate. We've seen people get picked off. LCS, Double Liquid getting picked off by that when he was playing Senna, so it can be pretty strong.
Gonna try for the play. Nice feathers up there, and no way in for Mike Young. Set shows up, but it's not up just yet. 1-for-0 so far. Big punch comes through, and it will be a 1-for-1. That is set on the board now as well, as Jenkins makes it happen, frontlining for the squad.
But remember, that was a 5v3. So we have Fake God. He's working on this tower. So Ligo actually tried to roam to the team. I think he should have just stayed and kept hitting that tower. Try to get some damage down up on this top side, because he roamed, but he's far too late to the play. It is the 1-for-1, but TLA get the better kill. They take down the kind of super carry here in Prismal, who is a very, very fed Xayah, and all they give up is a little bit of damage on that bot lane turret and maybe a bit of farm.
Yeah, well, Prismal at the very least got to save his flash for that one, and now has QSS for himself as well, so second time around should be a little bit easier. You can QSS flash out of a set ult, for example, and there's ways to prevent some of the engaged shenanigans. Should have ulti in time, not instantly, but probably in time for the actual team fight. And only 1 minute till the Infernal Drake, which won't hurt 100 Thieves very much if they tank it, and again, will force the Team Liquid response.
Yeah, but it is feeling like 100 Thieves don't want to 5v5, right? They don't want to group up. They're going very heavily for that 1-3-1, so maybe not feeling confident about their ability to actually team fight into this set, right? Where he is going to be so tanky and actually be able to be very effective in that regard. There's also 4 essentially melee champions, and Rakan is basically melee. And you have to work through things like the set, the Thresh box, and some of these things that can make the fight pretty tricky.
Counting down the time till Tactical can finish Infinity Edge. That'll be the big power spike that kind of catches up with Prismal here, who took the sidestep, and I think it was rightly so, to go QSS. That means the gold lead he has doesn't showcase an offensive stats quite as heavily. And that means in a pure DPS fight, it can be a lot closer between those two marksmen. They're waiting to get that pickaxe in the recipe. Still got a little bit of time to go till that comes through, though. Drake up in 10 seconds. Baron's been up for about 2 minutes, and it's really not been 100 Thieves pushing for it. But here comes the mid contest. Stolen Akali ult, but backline access is there. Prismal has the ulti, has the flash, does not have heal. Jenkins picked off, and it's actually in the Death Realm now as well, so no one else can really be peeled off. Fake God just walking in, getting some decent damage with the shield back in, and Jenkins just lanterns out in time of the re-engage towards Mike Young. They nearly have the kill. The ult's coming down, the flash. They're trying to secure it now. Can Mike get out? Can he? No, he can't. A 1 for 0, and again, the jungler falls.
Yeah, Prismal with the ult flash there again. Second time in this game he has used it to be able to secure a great kill. It was a well-timed stopwatch from Mike Young. Not sure if he could have tried to flash past the feathers instead of stopwatching there, but it felt like he didn't have room to do so, so I think he was right to use it. But this is going to be 100 Thieves claiming the Inferno Soul, and now Jenkins, oh, they're going to get engaged
They're
on.
gonna take the fight 4v5. They thought they had to. This could be so dangerous. Punch comes in, backline access, Tactical just barely staying alive. A 1 for 1, though, keep that in mind. The kills are coming back and forth. Cal gonna get the flag, gonna hit the hook, but Fake God is there to trade that kill. He'll stopwatch buy some time. Tactical forced to run, but Set finds one as Jenkins will still go down. 2 deaths for 3 kills, advantage 100 Thieves.
Yeah, 100 Thieves grab the soul, they get the additional kills, and now they can push up here and look to even head over towards this Baron potentially as they have waves going in. They are just trying to set up in this jungle, take away all of the additional camps. I think not feeling confident to just run down towards those inhibitor towers just yet, and instead just trying to continue to extend this gold lead further and further, taking away all the resources from TLA's side of the map.
Knock down the ward, group the squad. They know Contracts is dead for 4 more seconds.
Okay.
Mike Young is alive, and they can just play it a little bit slow, right? You get it to like 1/3, you have Soli go, solo kill Mike Young, you know, pretty standard stuff.
Oh.
Kick back though, and it's too much for Soli go. This gives them the chance. Sport doesn't help on Baron, but they don't have vision. They don't know that they can kind of keep the health bar full. Like a single Lee Sin Q, maybe the team can collapse in time.
Yeah.
No Baron sneak allowed.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy there from them. Here is post Inferno Soul being taken down. They do look to engage. Tactical is positioned pretty well, you know, very far away from Saligo, trying to keep his distance, you know, healing up as well as he can, as Contracts does get knocked down. But then the rest of the squad comes in here. Once Prismal and Fake God do arrive, yes, it had been a 1 for 1 at that point, but it is just the jungler that had actually died. 400 Thieves, they still had their powerful carries alive, and they are going to be able to run rampant in that fight.
All right. Soul picked up, but Baron is not. Infinity Edge now done for Tactical, and nearly max crit, 95% on this patch. Looking agility, only with 20% individually, but going towards the second Zeal upgrade probably. Could be a Storm Racer, wouldn't hate it, but probably going to be more like a Rapid Fire Cannon or a Phantom Dancer.
Yeah.
Deal with the Akali. Once gets the Zeal to be full crit anyway, and that might be what comes through. Sticking around the mid side, they know that Baron is the major game-ending objective. I don't think just the Infernal Soul Siege is enough. It's a lot of power. 100 Thieves certainly very likely to win. Team Liquid gonna make their way over to the pit. They have ward control. Tactical gonna have some really good single target damage here. Forcing the fight. Cow coming around the back. Yasui the same.
They want to get the teleport out of Fake God, and Fake God is going to actually pull the trigger on that, so we'll see if the fight breaks out.
A little bit of poke. Baron's gonna reset, but here could be the team fight. 5v5. Akali lands the E, gets a bit of poke, but Jenkins very tanky. Corralling them into the pit. Here comes the big play. A lot of damage there. Tactical trying to find someone to fight right now as Jenkins is low, and the Death Realm cannot take to the spot, but it's still a 1 for 1. As Silas is dead. Contracts down to the backside as well. It's a 2 for 2, though. Jenkins falls, so Fake God doing so much work. Now it's to try to clean up. Big damage. They do find it. It's a 2 for 1. Now is Mike Young, the only one left alive. Huge damage out of Solico. Another team fight won by a single kill to 100 Thieves.
Yeah, very close fight here, back and forth, despite the big gold lead, despite the Infernal Soul. It is only that one additional kill for 100 Thieves, and they don't have minions in a position to really get too much off of this, so the game will continue. TLA just barely hanging on, it feels like, throughout these fights. Tactical got a lot of work done in this one, kind of winning that duel out against Prismal, who wanted to try to go pretty aggressive, and this is a fight that starts out a little bit awkwardly for 100 Thieves. They have Soligo and Contracts behind the rest of the team. He lands a shuriken flip on Jenkins, decides he's going to go in for it, but the clap was so well timed, and the CC coming out actually from Yasui was very, very nice. He had the stolen Rakan ultimate, charmed up multiple members, and did buy quite some time. And then really at this point, it was about tactical. He actually flashes out of the Feather Storm coming through there and is able to get a lot of damage out to knock down Prismal, who would have been that extra member they needed to try to end the game.
And he was actually pretty close to surviving the whole thing. Fenrir done after the fight. That shield, and he had the Scythe pistol ready. He had the red gun, right? The one with the lifesteal on it, 25% lifesteal on that weapon at high level. Could have maybe lifesteal tanked with that shield, but Cow just gonna go down to Mordecai. So you do not ever get away from Mord as a support. Easy pick up there for Fake God. 5v4, no Thresh.
Yeah, it's gonna be really tough now, and Tactical without Flash. He does have heal, but Breezy is ready to engage if they step too far forward. It's gonna be up to Mike Young, it feels like.
Half health. Need a Baron steal, need something big. When do they go in? They can try to steal away the other jungler, right? You can death roam and guarantee the smite if they can find their way in.
But they don't have the ult.
Go for the play.
They used the Mordekaiser ult on the support, so they don't actually have that for
And it was
Young.
Yasui who stole one, so they had the other play available on the Team Liquid side. The Bears still at 2K. They need to try to look for the play, but it's instead 100 Thieves trying to bait them in to fight the 5v4. Fake God. Zoni's the first bit of damage, still getting shot at though. Here comes the back line, and it's going to destroy the first kill, the second as well. And Yasui goes for the Death Realm to find a single kill, but he's going to come right back out, and there's no way he lives through this one. It's again 3 for 1. Favor of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and that is just a great engage onto Tactical. They knew he had no flash from the previous fight. Breezy had his available, flashes straight onto Tactical, and is able to lock him down and take him out. And 100 Thieves will claim another Baron, but this game is continuing on. They are not going forward to try to get any potential inhibitors because they want to wait for Prismal to be back up for that siege. And we'll see if they're going to go back into a 1-3-1 and try to close out the game through those side lanes.
Seems likely to happen. 100 Thieves Academy looking good. 8 seconds until this Elder Dragon spawns, but they still have the members advantage.
Yes, here's this fight one more time. They decide to pull off it. Watch Tactical. Breezy here, always hunting for him, moving towards him, has the flash. Flash goes right in, knocks him up. The rest of the team piles in on top. They know that Tactical would have been required for TLA to win a fight in that position, so they're just going to dogpile on him, take him down. Yasui with a nice trade kill, but not enough in the end to come out on top of that fight. So again, we are here back to an objective. There is the Baron stats, there is the Dragon Soul, 400 Thieves, but it has felt like it's been more about the execution than the gold lead, and we'll see if TLA can get this one. They're just rushing it.
They're going to try to bring this one down. Keep in mind, Mordecai Gold can make this happen. The spike comes to the blue side. It's 100 Thieves with the damage. They're certain to pick this one up here. I don't see how they lose this battle. The checkdown's coming through 1 for 1 so far, but it's 2 for 1 now. Next, he'll going to come through in a second. The stomp coming in. Cow is gone. 4 kills already. A flash for the knockup. How do you live this one? You don't, Tactical. You are gone. You are aced. And 100 Thieves will take down this game.
Yeah, objective after objective, and it is the Elder Dragon that makes the difference in the end as Fake God ults away Mike Young, preventing a potential take of that objective. And it's actually Prismal who picks it up for the squad and is going to be able to run it down here and close this one out.
Sprinting it down mid, 20 seconds for the first respawn. No chance at all that you defend this. 100 Thieves gonna go 3-1 in Academy. You know, they dropped someday back to the LCS roster. Makes sense, this squad's still looking strong. 3 wins picked up in a row, taking down Team Liquid.
Prism with a great showing on the day, and Fake God with a someday-esque performance, 7-1-10 on the Mordekaiser, really looking good. But I have to say, I was very, very impressed with the 100 Thieves bottom lane. I think that they really played well with the advantage that Contracts got for them with those 2 early ganks. You know, Prismal was such a key player in this game, being able to get so much damage out in the team fights, and it felt like Breezy had really strong engages.
Yeah, really, still a really big fan of him. This is my first time watching him play a lot is this season at Academy, and I'm really liking what he's putting up with the squad. The Rakan I liked a ton, found some really good engages. I really do love how they played that second to last team fight where he just flashed W's to find Tactical. I gotta kind of shout out Infernal Rift for getting rid of more of the terrains that the team could follow up. Like, because that was one of the things with the new season was, hey, sometimes the gameplay changes are going to matter. And yeah, the backman access, a little bit easier there. Definitely can be relevant. The wards can cover more and made a lot of really, really good choices for unique champions. A lot of really good performances back to back to back to back for him.
And on the other side, a little bit of credit to TLA for hanging on for so long.
Yeah.
Such a big disadvantage, right? Even after they were down like 10K gold and no soul, they were fighting fairly evenly back and forth with 100 Thieves. The main problem was 100 Thieves was always on their side of the map, always the ones it felt like kind of instigating the fights and choosing where they would happen. And you have to credit them a lot for how well they played out the map and always focusing on the objectives.
Yeah, again, anytime you're consistently up in turrets, you're consistently up in drakes and all that, it's like, okay, a couple of fights did get a little bit pear-shaped, right? Okay, they out-executed you. Hey, kudos to TL, that was some nice plays. But when, you lose 2 kills, but you're 3 kills across, but 4,000 gold up, you've been doing everything else right the entire game long. So props on the Thieves Academy for a great game. And we're going to send it down to Pastry for an interview with their jungler.
Thank you so much. Contracts. Sick and still playing pretty well throughout the game. I'm sorry to pull you up here while you are sick, but how's it been on 100 Thieves?
It's pretty exciting. They have a huge brand and all, and we're Academy champions last split, so I think it's definitely a new team, but still pretty experienced and knowledgeable. So I think we can hopefully go for the title again.
Of course, being those defending champions, with somebody moving back up to the LCS, as one of the new players entering the team, is there any pressure at all to, make sure you play back up to that form?
Honestly, Academy is pretty chill. Definitely like a lot less pressure than LCS. Not as many eyes. But, still NT a little bit too much, but I'll, hopefully not in the future.
And as far as, more of that relaxed environment, coming out to play Academy, is that helping you kind of move back up to the LCS? Like, what do you think this environment can give you that maybe the LCS environment couldn't?
I guess more freedom. I guess since I have like a bit more experience than other people, I am just able to kind of like give my opinions, and then my team kind of like trusts all of my opinions to like actually work out. So yeah, just a lot more freedom in what I can do, and if it goes wrong, my bad. But if it goes right, then we're chilling.
I've heard some rumors that you've been doing quite well in scrims. Last question for you though, what are your personal goals as far as wanting to play in the LCS? Are you happy where you are right now? Do you have any future plans, or are you just kind of like taking it one game at a time?
Obviously, getting back to the LCS is still the main goal. But yeah, right now just taking it one game at a time. I think we're 3-1 now, so hopefully we just keep doing well in the next coming weeks and hope to become a top team.
So far, so good. Thank you so much, Contracts, for the interview. We are going to throw it back to the caster desk to wrap up the day.
Thank you very much, Pacer Time. As we do wrap up the day, let's see how the teams compare by taking a look at the standings. Because we know 100 Thieves are up to 3-1, but look at that. Dignitas undefeated in both leagues. Beautifully done right there. A lot of top-level teams over there. Team Liquid, unfortunately, 0-4 to the start, but we'll see if they can turn around next week. Now we'll take a look now at what games we have coming up tomorrow with some top-of-the-table clashes. Monday starts with 3 Academy games. FlyQuest and Dignitas face off. Golden Guardians Academy versus Evil Genius Academy after that. And then TSM and CLG Academy rosters facing all before Monday Night League with some very similar LCS tinted matches. Now for myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more of the LCS. Good night.
Farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen.